Guys, welcome to a very special episode of a random thing that someone else thought of and I'm putting on my channel. This is my good pal, Jordan Johnson, who the OGs might remember as A1 Jory J, a man named after my favorite brand of hot sauce, or steak sauce rather, A1 steak sauce. Jory, how you doing?
I'm doing great. And before you're wondering, yes, I totally did name my name after steak sauce. It totally wasn't just me putting A1 in front of my regular name because I have no creativity. Nothing like that, no.
Well, he's A1, best of the best.
Yes.
Better than the rest.
Yes. I get A's on everything, and I'm number one. Both of those aren't true.
So, what we are doing today is I've taken 47 items from the Legend of Zelda series, different games, not every item in the series, but I've taken them all and I've put them in my Legend of Zelda snapback hat, and we are going to draw random items and try to see which one is better, and whatever item is chosen for one another, we'll have to defend it, regardless of what it is.
Regardless of how much it sucks or how good it is, we have to make our best argument. We don't really have a judge. We'll probably, if we ever do this again, we're probably not going to do all 47 items in one video. Maybe 5 or 10 or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking about 5 rounds.
Yeah, and then maybe for the next one, if people like this enough, we can get a judge. Maybe we can, I don't know, get maybe Big T, or maybe Adam with Slapdog if he's not doing anything, or
Adam with
something.
Slapdog's no longer doing videos.
Oh no.
Whatever. He's got a life. So do I, but I choose to do this. Now, if you guys think that an item does better than another item, just say it in the comments. But we'll try to see what we got. So, Jory, I'm gonna pick two names of items out of this hat, and I've actually got a camera on this, so you'll see the items being drawn, but Jory will not. Do you want to have the first item drawn or the second item drawn?
I will take the first one because I have a 1 in front of my name, so there's obvious correlation.
Alright, so I'm gonna close my eyes, I'm gonna ruffle it around. I've grabbed one item, I'll put it to the left, and I'll grab the second item, I'll put it to the right. Alright, so, first time I'm seeing these items since I've written them, and item number 1 is the fishing rod.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Now, depending on what item number 2 is, we don't know. We don't know yet, it's still unfolded. Item number 2 is the bug-catching net. A better pair of items could not be chosen for our first round.
Oh my god.
Now, just so everybody can tell, I've got the 2 items right here. Fishing rod and bug-catching net as our first 2 items. Now, Jory?
Yeah?
Opening argument for the fishing rod. Go ahead.
Oh, I'll do my best. Okay, opening argument. The fishing rod, I think, was introduced in Ocarina of Time first. If not, then probably Link's Awakening. But, while it was not baited to an item officially until Twilight Princess, I gotta tell you really quick, I'm saying this through my teeth because I hate fishing in every single Zelda game ever. So I am pulling out of my ass right now for compliments for this thing. Opening argument is that the fishing rod has side quests associated with it. As far as I know, most iterations of the net do not have that. And while both of them can get upgrades, I believe that the fishing rods upgrades are more interesting because in Ocarina of Time, you had to find the sinking lure, and you couldn't find it even with the Lens of Truth because it was completely invisible.
Yes.
And if you used it, you could get basically whatever fish you wanted, and it was required for the Hylian Loach. Granted, that only gets you 50 rupees, but I mean, can the fish get you? Can the net get you a fish? No, it gets bugs. Bugs are inferior to fish. Fish.
Okay. That's your opening argument.
Uh-huh.
My opening argument is that in the game A Link to the Past, the first game to have the bug-catching net, the only way to collect fairies in a bottle is with the bug-catching net. And not only is that good for when, you need some extra health, you need the bug-catching net, but you can also catch bees, which help you as a weapon. Now, a weapon and a health item, all in a bug-catching net, is pretty cool, but it also plays a really big role in Skyward Sword, which a lot of people don't like, but in that game you get upgrades, make a bigger net, pretty much making it OP to bugs. And
OP to bugs.
OP, it's overpowered for bugs.
Okay.
And while it's not a main quest item like the fishing rod, you need it in Twilight Princess to beat the game. The bug catching net does help you out in several side quests, and if you want to make potions, I believe you need bugs, so there is that.
Alright, pretty compelling. I guess that's a pretty good argument for like history and basic usefulness.
Fishing rod never be able to catch a fish that you can eat.
No, that is true. Unless you're Breath of the Wild, but I mean there isn't really a fishing rod item.
You don't need no fishing rod in there.
Yeah, you can just swim and grab it.
He acts like Tom Hanks in Castaway. He just catches them.
Pretty much. So here's my next argument. I'm going to talk about the unconventional things you can do with a fishing rod that you normally wouldn't think about. First of all, unlike most items in the game, the fishing rod lets you directly interact with an NPC. In the Ocarina of Time fishing hole, if you aim it just right, you can take the dude's hat off his head in the future.
Yes.
And
revealing that he is bald.
Yes. That's not only is that hilarious, which makes my argument better, but you can also just like cast the hat around. Granted, it's practically useless, but the net can't do that. As far as I know, the net can't interact with an NPC, which is cool. And another thing is that while the net can reflect shots in, I believe it's just Link to the Past with Aghanim or what's his face, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the fishing rod is a step above because it can distract the king of all evil. Twilight Princess distracts his stupid ass face. He's like, "What's that? What's that? Oh my god, it's a fishing rod." And then you just bash him in the face, pimp slap him or whatever. And you basically just make Ganondorf your bitch because you show him a fishing rod. I mean, if you try to show the King of Evil a net, he'll just be like, whatever.
He'll just bat that shit away.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, I don't think I can say anything more for the bug catching net because honestly, it's one of those items that you don't really use all that often. I think I will have to concede because while the bug catching net gets you fairies, the fishing rod is actually required to beat the game to get the stinky salmon, whatever the hell it is, the reek fish.
Yeah.
And without that, you can't find Yeto. So
I completely forgot about that.
I know. I concede round 1 to you.
It doesn't feel like a win because I can't stand this fucking item.
Your win is tainted.
It's
now,
tainted.
Back to the hat.
Alright, you pick the one that you want.
2. I'll pick number 1. So I got number 1 on the ground, and I've got number 2 on the ground. Table, rather. Number 1, the telescope from Wind Waker.
Oh, we have got...
And number 2, bomb chews.
Okay, I can make that work.
Alright, since I have the first item, I will go first.
Okay.
The telescope is a treasured gift from your little sister, given to you right before she's kidnapped. It's the only thing that you have to remember her by through your long journeys, and I think to choose any other item would just be a heartless thing to do, Jory. You go ahead. Go ahead with your little rat bomb.
Oh, I feel really bad for you, and I will let you finish. But unfortunately, while the telescope is a nice, sentimental piece of junk, the bomb shoe is better because, because you can make it roll on the ground and blow things up. I mean, come on. I mean, you could make the argument that you could fly people over the head with a telescope, but wait, you can't. You can't do that. Nope. But with the bomb shoe, you can roll that thing around and it just detonates. And granted, you can't really control exactly where it goes, unlike in some future games where you can. It's adorable. It's a little mouse thing that just goes along the ground and explodes.
Well, while the automated bomb chews may be adorable, real bomb chews are ugly, and I think that means that all bomb chews are ugly.
You're gonna go there?
I'm gonna go there.
You're gonna be racist towards bomb chews? Is that what we're doing right now?
I'm a bomb chew racist. And the telescope...
Dirty bitch.
The telescope, even in the hands of the Ho-Oh man or a bokoblin, is still useful. So, I think the telescope wins. And bomb chew bowling is bullshit, and it should be outlawed.
Oh, it sounds like the words of someone who's got no skill. Ooh.
Bomb shoe bowling, it's not my game. You have to do it, though, if you want the big bomb bag. And a heart container piece.
Yep.
You know how many times I've gotten all the heart container pieces but one and be like, I've gotten the bomb shoe bowling one, and then I play it a couple rounds and, a heart container piece. And the second round is the one on the right. An impossible shot.
An impossible shot, you say?
A very difficult shot.
It's difficult, I'll give you that. Definitely not impossible. I can't stand it myself, so I'll give you that one. But, I mean, here's one thing you can do with the bomb shoe that you can't do with the telescope. You can gimp iron knuckles to hell and back. You can just stand back, drop those things on the ground. They'll go after them because you're Z-targeting, and they will detonate over and over and over again. A great alternative if you run out of regular bombs, which do the exact same thing, but...
Yes. The only game where I use bombs against Dark Nuts... Well, I know you said Iron Knuckles, but... I always use bombs against the Dark Nuts in Twilight Princess. It's very nice. You have to use bomb arrows and shoot it slightly to the side, but it does the same thing.
I never tried that.
It works. If you shoot them dead on, they dodge with their shield. Slightly behind them, it'll blow off 3 or 4 pieces of armor.
I'm not going to count the bomblings in Twilight Princess. I mean, they're kind of the same thing, but let's be real.
They're similar items.
They're similar, but I've never used those things, and as far as I'm concerned, they're flat out worthless in that game, so I'll give you that much. I'll also give you that, like, bomb shoes aren't ever required in Ocarina of Time. They are one time in Majora's Mask if you want to do the stone... The one with Twimmold's face. There's one part where you have to use a bomb shoe to open up a thing in the ceiling. That's about the only time I can think of where it's actually required, other than Ganon's Tower.
Correct. The bomb shoes are never 100% required. There is a part in the Spirit Temple that you use bomb shoes to blow open light, but I think you can do that with bombs. I'm not 100% sure.
You can. It's just easier with bomb shoes.
I've always used bomb shoes. That's what I was thinking. But I think this one I don't know.
We'll
Are
have to
you
look at the
are you
comments,
gonna be
figure
2
this
for
out.
2, or am I going to be 1? I think we will have to look at the comments, like you said.
Yeah, they'll have to do that. I can't
So.
really say that I'm right or you're right because this is like these two items are so like situational / useless that like they're like neck and neck. I will give you one thing for the telescope. I use that more than other people do because I like it's really useful for seeking out those big octos in the Great Sea.
I do like using it for that. I was tempted to put the Hawkeye as another item in the hat. I didn't. But could you imagine what it would be like if we were battling the telescope against the Hawkeye?
Oh, it's well, the Hawkeye would win because you can attach it to your bow and it makes it into a sniper rifle.
Oof. I don't know. Telescope. It has seagulls painted on it.
It has sentimental value, and you know I adore your adorable little piece of shit.
Ooh. Shots fired.
Thanks, Errol.
Alright, well, we're gonna leave this one to comments. Hopefully we get at least one comment saying who won. But on to round 3.
Boy, oh boy.
And we'll just do, the first item will be yours.
Alright.
Oh shit, I grabbed more than one.
Oh no, Nevid, you trying to screw me over here?
Okay, look around, grab around. I'm gonna grab just one.
I know this is off topic,
One.
but I had a thing to suggest that I think
What's
would be really
that?
really funny. What if like from the beginning of the video to like the end, like you just censor my swears, but your swears are left untouched? Like you have some kind of like creative liberty thing going on.
Well, I think that'd be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, pretty much would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
your item is the boomerang. Now,
Yes.
for the boomerang, you can choose any boomerang in the series, magical or otherwise. And my item is the ball and chain.
Ooh.
Hmm.
This is gonna come down to it. I'm gonna pick the one from Wind Waker. I think that's the best one.
Okay, well you can use attributes of any boomerang. I'm going to concede to that, even
Okay.
though the ball and chain is only in one. But I will say you can do whatever you want, multiple games if you want. But go ahead and tell me why you think the boomerang is better than the ball and chain.
Well, as you said, it is in more games, but quantity doesn't necessarily mean quality, so I'm not
No,
gonna
it does
include
not.
that in my argument. Boomerang is awesome. I mean, it's a classic. Like, I mean, it was so good that in the beta development stages of the first Zelda game, the developers were debating on having the player choose between either the boomerang or the sword in the beginning, whereas we just get the sword in the regular game. But whatever, that's beta details, that's not important. What is important is what it does, and what it does is awesome. It, like, any basic version of the boomerang, any seasoned Zelda player will know it grabs things from far away, up to and including heart pieces, rupees, hearts, ammo, things like that. Really useful. It stuns most enemies. Some enemies it's flat out useless against, but the enemies
Certain
that it
enemies.
yeah, but the enemies that it can stun can be really helpful. Like, if you ever do fight a Stalfos in Ocarina of Time as Kid Link, it's really helpful to stun it by throwing your boomerang and having it circle around, hit it in the back. And the ball and chain does have more brute force, but the boomerang lets you make an enemy more wide open to a bigger attack, like shooting a bomb in its face or slashing him in the face or whatever. And unlike the ball and chain, which is restricted to just ice puzzles, the boomerang is cool because in every single Zelda game there is always at least 1 or 2 puzzles where you need the boomerang to complete it, except I think in Link's Awakening, because that's an optional item. You don't need it to beat the game.
Any game that has the boomerang.
Yes,
Not every game.
that's true. Not every game has one. That's true.
Let me tell you about the ball and chain.
Alright,
Now
lay it on me.
you mentioned throwing the boomerang and it coming and hitting an enemy in the back.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, the ball and chain has a far
Shit.
reach.
Shit, it does the exact same thing.
And the ball and chain does the exact same thing. And it's a bigger item. Bigger's not better, but in this case, it's a big ball with a big chain. So you throw the item, comes back, hits the enemy in the back. Could kill it, could not kill it. You swing it around. If you hold it in front of you, it may burden you a little bit as you're walking, but it also is useful as a shield. One of the ice enemies in the mountain level, which I can't remember because it's kind of late and I'm tired.
Yeah.
When they throw a spear at you, if you're holding the ball and chain, spear breaks. No big deal. Have time to throw the ball and chain, cut it in half, or, destroy it. And I'm glad you mentioned ice puzzles, because with the ice puzzles, you have to push a large block. And what makes that easier? Hitting with the ball and chain, it moves much faster than trying to push it with your hands.
Alright.
Drop mic.
Oh, please. You think it's over? Come on now. Alright, well, I'll give it to you that, you can use the ball and chain to hit a block. Although, that may make the block go in a direction you might not want it to go in at first.
True.
When you hit it with the ice, it might not always move, but sometimes it does, and I've had points where that really screws me over. From personal experience, I haven't noticed it go faster when I hit it, but I haven't tested it very much because I don't do it, so I'll give that one to you.
Okay.
I'll also give to you that there are some enemies the ball and chain can kill, the boomerang can't. Like in Twilight Princess, let's take it. The Gale Boomerang does literally nothing to Redeads and the ice things, but the ball and chain can kill those two by going forward and pulling back, which is good.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you something and may come a bit of a shock. Wind Waker's boomerang is dope. It's one of the best items because you can throw it over and over and over again with little to no lag time as long as you're up close to the enemy. Unlike with ball and chain, you have to do the full lag time of throwing it out, reeling it back in. And unlike the ball and chain, the Wind Waker boomerang and the Gale boomerang, if you choose to use it, can lock on the 5 targets, which is something the ball and chain can't do without some setup. And I'm gonna cheat a little bit and pull this argument straight out of my ass and say that physics-wise, the boomerang makes more sense because the boomerang is made of wood, whereas the ball chain is made of literal steel. Link shouldn't even be able to pick it up, much less put it in his pocket and carry it around with him like it's just a keychain.
But as we know, thanks to the Legend of Zelda cartoon,
God damn it!
When he holds his items, they shrink and go into his pocket. Not a problem. Hold your iron boots that way, hold your ball and chain. Now, you said it takes a lot of time to, reel it up and throw it and bring it back. Yes, but you can do multiple attacks by swinging it above your head. You didn't think about that, did you? Swing it above your head, hits an enemy a few times. Sure, it's a slow item, but it's the one I've got. I think against a boomerang, I'd hold it, and the other guy would throw the boomerang at me, hit the ball, fall on the ground, throw it. Maybe the guy dodges, and when he's coming towards me, I reel it back, hit him, he's dead. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that anyone who throws a boomerang straight at someone is a f***ing idiot, because they would clearly throw it right behind you, which would leave you wide open so I could deck you in your perfect little face.
But my face is on my back? Your logic is falling apart. I think I win this one.
I'm calling bullshit. I think I win this.
We'll leave it to the comments. This will be a crowd thing, and if we do it again, we'll say who won the battles.
Yeah.
So,
well,
boomerang versus ball and chain, who would win? I don't know. You decide.
Yeah, it's clearly the boomerang though. It's just straight up better.
Well, the ball and chain has a chain. You can attach it to your wallet. Your wallet's never lost.
Okay, well, the boomerang is literally made of wood. You can carry it on without having to shrink it or whatever. And you can bring it to an airport.
No, you can't. Boomerang's still a weapon. This is the next item being shaken up. I think we're done here.
Alright.
I think your boomerang might win against my ball and chain, but who knows?
Yeah.
Alright, so the next one I'll have the first one, which is
Alright.
on the table, and you will have the second one, which is also on the table. Okay. Number 1. And I don't know what these are.
I don't
Not
either.
until I open them.
Oh my god. So
Number
exciting.
1 is the Whirlwind
The-
from Spirit Tracks.
What?
The Whirlwind.
The leaf fan thing?
The leaf fan thing. An item that I hoped wouldn't be picked because I didn't remember exactly what it does
I remember.
and how it's used in puzzles. And your item, mole mitts.
Oh, cool. Did you say mole mitts?
Mole mitts. Mitts that are mole from Minish Cap.
Oh, God damn,
Not-
I wish we had that
Not
guy.
magma mitts, but mole mitts.
Yeah, totally different items.
Yeah, these dig holes. Funny story, the shovel is also in the hat.
Really?
Another one of those items that these two matched up against each other would kind of be like a stalemate. But Whirlwind versus Mole Mitts. I will start
Go
by
ahead.
saying the Whirlwind doesn't suck,
It blows.
but it does blow.
God, that sounds like coming a mile away.
You use it to blow things? I'm going to show my lack of Spirit Tracks knowledge by saying I've only played it through once or twice, unlike most other games where it's several times. Even Breath of the Wild being only a year old, I've played through 3 or 4 times now. But not Spirit Tracks.
No, yeah.
It's kind of weird because I think some of the puzzles involved in with the Whirlwind involve blowing fan objects, which is something you did with the regular mic in the first game, or in the first game on the DS, the Phantom Hourglass. But
Oh, you mean the garbage one?
hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
I would if the game didn't suck so much.
Whew. I'm making a series on that, dude. Watch it. Anyway,
Alright.
I don't know what else to say about the Whirlwind. That's my only argument. It blows. I'm already writing my concession speech. You go ahead, tell me why the moments are so much better.
Alright, the moments are better for a number of reasons. One of which being they were part of a running joke in an abridged series made by
Never heard of it.
made by Nevet1212. You might have heard of him.
Never
He's-
heard of him.
Yeah, he's this dude I used to work for. I don't know. There was a commercial on them, and they were priced for $19.97. I probably got that wrong. But inside the games, they're only in Minish Cap, which makes them pretty limited in terms of use, but you get some good mileage out of them. There are a lot of spots in that game where you can dig and find new areas, including places where you merge kinstones with walls, because why not?
Because, it's the trading aspect in the game that everybody liked.
Yeah.
No one disliked it.
No. I liked it when I was a kid because it was like, oh, I have something to do. Off topic. It's also good for just digging through ground and whatever. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. This might actually be closer than you think it is because while they both kind of have limited uses. And they both have overworld uses, but I think the fan has more dungeon uses than the moments do. The moments do have more ground areas that they can dig into, but other than that, they don't really do anything. You can at least fight enemies with the whirlwind thing. Moments
True.
are totally useless against enemies.
Except for, of course, the boss of the level, which, the item you get in the level is always useful against the boss of that level.
Yeah, but you don't even hurt it with that. You have to swing your sword. You're just carving a path to it.
I know. It's kind of like, I have an item that I can't really defend. You have an item that you seem to refuse to defend.
I can't really defend it. I said all of its good points, and there's really nothing to it.
I think I'm going to have to just say, I don't know. Which one is more useless? You decide.
Well,
because I'm not going to. I have nothing else to say about the whirlwind.
No, me neither.
Yeah, so I think this draw will be our final draw.
Okay.
Of the night.
Great.
And we have, drum roll please. I'll add the drum roll, don't worry.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do it, then I realized, I don't want to wake anyone up, so.
Alright, hat is on the table for next time maybe. And the first item is...
Oh, who is doing first item?
You, I did first item last time, and I'm
right.
glad I'm not doing the first item this time, because you have the hover boots.
Oh no!
The hover boots. The item that someone told me you need to cross the quicksand lake to get to the spirit temple, which you don't. And the second item, the slingshot.
Oh.
Now,
fuck.
You tell me, what's so fucking great about your fucking boots?
Alright, I'll tell you what's so... You know what? Just because you're all smug, here's something for you in editing.
Okay.
And have fun editing that out. Anyway.
I've got a beep button.
Anyway, the hover boots. Oh, first of all, style points. They're gold and fabulous, and amazing. And
perfect for a man who wears a skirt and earrings.
Yeah, totally. Same thing for a slingshot, right? It's called. Listen, the first slingshot. It's called the fairy slingshot. I mean, come on, fairy slingshot? Really? I'm very certain that that's a girly name. The hover boots are like, yeah, whoosh, hover boots through the air. So much cooler.
You can't use sound effects to help you here, but I'll let you try.
Alright. Main thing about the hover boots is that they let you cross over small paths, like small openings, which is cool. And well, you don't need them to cross the sand river, which is true. I was actually going to use that in my argument, and then you shot me down before I even had a chance to speak.
A preemptive strike.
I was like, what do I do? You know what? Another cool thing about them is that if you want to make the game harder for yourself, you can put them on, and they give you slidey physics, which is only for the gaming elites. So
if you want to handicap yourself, you can walk around like you're walking on ice.
Yeah,
which I never understood. What makes the hover boots walk like ice? Are they featheriness? Well, I don't know.
Obviously, because they're yellow, because they're made out of butter.
Of course.
Paula
Dean's favorite boots.
And it is... One thing that's cool is that, it doesn't matter... if you wear this and you're in an ice area, all two of them, it's good because, you already have ice physics and you can't double ice physics, so you just now have the ability to fly and there's no cost at all because you already have the cost pushed onto you.
Okay, fair points all around.
Here we go, destroy me, here we go.
The Slingshot, which has been in multiple games, unlike the hover boots, is not only an item that shoots Deku seeds, but in the Oracle games, it shoots Mystic seeds, Ember seeds, Gust seeds, a bunch of seeds, which you need to fight certain enemies, certain bosses.
Oh, good for you.
Yes, great for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Slingshot, in multiple cases, can be upgraded to fire multiple shots, making it effectively a slingshot gun, rimshot sound effect. Ba-dum, boom, tsh. Now, slingshot, while it is an item that is mostly useless against stronger enemies, can be used in a pinch if you want to conserve your arrows fighting things like spiders, or hell, even if you want to fight those little green guys in Twilight Princess, the one that stake out the high towers, use your slingshot, it'll kill them without even breaking a sweat. Can your hover boots kill anything? No, you say?
I didn't say shit. You're putting words in my mouth.
Yes. Does it taste like a no?
It tastes like victory, actually.
Ooh.
I'll give you this. Your Zelda knowledge is unprecedented. I didn't think you were going to mention that. That was in my mind the whole time you were saying your little piece. Alright. Alright, well, you know what? I'll tell you this. And I think you're going to like this. So, you ready? Here's my ultimate argument that's going to turn the tables around and turn this heavy loss into a glowing golden turd of a victory. You ready?
Golden like the golden turds on your shoes.
You smug bitch. How dare you? Alright.
Hey, it's your game. I'm just playing.
Alright. Here's my amazing argument. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Freddy.
Good. Okay. The argument I am making that I'm totally not stalling to make some kind of reasoning for is this. Right now. You can't fly with the slingshot, and you can with the hover boots. So obviously the hover boots are better. Case closed.
I used to imagine stroking a beard, but now, with one I can. I have to say, it's not helping. The slingshot, while a mostly innocuous item, does have its uses. It is in multiple games, and it looks like a bird in Skyward Sword. All things that make it better than a pair of boots.
I didn't know about the bird thing with the slingshot.
You upgrade it. Skyward Sword turns into a red bird.
Oh my god, that does look like that when you upgrade it.
Yeah, it's got the little wings, the face. Caw!
Oh.
Caw!
Alright, well, here's one disadvantage to your birdie slingshot. Is that whenever you look at it, you have to whenever you look at that slingshot, right? You are constantly reminded that Skyward Sword is a thing that exists, and that makes you feel bad.
It kind of does.
Yeah. No,
it's not a terrible game, but it's not a great Zelda game, and that's the problem. That's the problem.
You got me here. I got nothing. I concede this one to you.
Okay, so we have two concessions. One to the fishing rod and one to the slingshot. Two things that I probably wouldn't have expected to hear prior to starting this first night.
Totally.
But that's one win for each. We have three others that need to be decided. Who won? Was it the telescope? Or the ball and chain? The boomerang? Or the mole mitts? Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Telescope or the bomb shoe? Not the ball and chain. Boomerang or the ball and chain? Or the whirlwind or the mole mitts? Sight versus a rat bomb. Boomerang versus a cannonball attached to some chain.
Yeah.
Or a mechanic that you could have done in the Phantom Hourglass with just blowing at the mic. Or a over-glorified shovel. You decide. As for now, this video has gone on longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, same here. I had no idea.
And now I have some editing to do, and some bleeps to add. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
This is Nevet1212 and A1 Steak Sauce Jory J saying,
Hover boots are best, obviously. Goodbye.
Good night.